So already we have discussed in the previous class. There are almost 7 categories, 7 models of e-commerce are there. The first one is business to business, business to consumer, consumer to business, consumer to consumer, government to consumer, and business to government and government to business. These are the major important models which we are going to discuss in this block 2. So, okay. So, what are the major objectives of the unit is to understand the concept of e-commerce. To understand the concept of e-commerce and differentiate between traditional and contemporary models of e-commerce, we have to find out from the following unit. Next one is discuss the impact of electronic commerce on business models. So how nowadays electronic commerce is showing impact on present business scenario, present business world, and explanation of the categories of and the models of e-commerce. As we know, it is a simplest form. E-commerce application enables a business to sell products and services online. Already we have discussed in the first class only. So when it is called as e-commerce, the buying and selling of goods and services and payments to pay, and payment also should be done. Payment also should be done in electronic way. Okay, so here wait a moment. So what is the concept of this the electronic application? Business shortly known as e-business. See, simply electronic business means business should be done with the help of electronic devices and with the help of internet. It is an online presence of business. So there is no need of any physical existence of businesses. It can also be defined as the business which is done with the help of internet and electronic data interchange. So this is very important. Electronic data means all products and services should be done with the help of internet and electronic devices. So e-commerce is one of the important of e-business, but it is not a essential part. So e-business is not confined to buying and selling of goods only, but it includes other activities that like also the form part of business, providing services to the customers, communicating with the employees, client or business partners can contact the company in case if any want to have a word with the company. So simply if any wants to share their opinions, if anybody wants to write their suggestions or their feedback to the company, they will communicate with the electronic mails, emails, and it is not only for the delivering and rendering the services, delivering the products. It is also communicating with the stakeholders. Stakeholders means a person who is directly or indirectly associating with the business is called stakeholder. So it is the e-business concept is communicating customers with online mode. Okay, e-business includes a much wider range of digital business processes. A more company sales, marketing, and other internal business processes are conducted digitally, such as supply chain management, electronic order processing. Supply chain management is see if you have ordered anything in Amazon. Amazon is a e-commerce platform. The delivering the products, which takes the channels from seller to uh, delivery agent to customer. So this is the channel. So it avoids the supply chain management channel and cost of the supply chain management, such as supply chain management, electronic order processing, customer relationship management, ERP. ERP means enterprise resource planning, and content management are becoming increasingly important. Okay, so e-business is the e-business which evolve. E-business which is related to customer management, online store setup, marketing, drop shipping, payment options, shipping, invoice and packaging, pricing manipulations, order management, Google trading, and digitized product store. So these are the e-business components. Okay, so it is e-business processes can help companies to operate more effectively and efficient, because when cost is very less in your business, you can do more efforts, you can do more effective transactions and efficient transaction to get the profits. Okay, and so it is this is called e-business. So what is the traditional and contemporary models of e-commerce? So actually, what is traditional commerce? Traditional commerce involves the exchange of goods and services between two people face to face. Directly, two parties are involving while exchanging their goods and services. Okay, like mentioned in the introduction, it is one of the oldest modes of buying products and services. So in earlier days, what happens, if you want to buy any product directly, you have to go to the shop and you have to buy it. So that is called face to face buying and selling of goods and services. Okay, it is done by almost everyone all over the globe. Just walking into a store or a marketplace, selecting an item and paying for the product. Traditional commerce is part of a business that involves all activities that expedite business. Traditional commerce is a part of business that involves all activities, trading activities. So trading, of course, we have to we knew that what is trading, buying and selling of goods and services for money. That is called trading. Okay, here business related activities such as banking, transportation, insurance, packaging, marketing, and advertisements and whatnot, many are considering into the trading. Okay, so traditional commerce includes all activities that make straightforward goods and services exchange from the manufacturer to the consumer. We have discussed who is the consumer and who is the customer. Customer is who bought the product is customer. Consumer is an end user of the product who consumes the product. That person is called consumer. Okay, so production of goods does not reach the consumer directly. Reasonably, it passes through various activities, including in commerce. Okay, so here my product will be transferring from one person to another person through the supply chain management. Okay, many businesses that trade their goods and services like this network within the society establish relationships with own leaders, chambers of commerce, and also sponsor local sports items and events to attract business and develop relationship within the community. So this is a old method, traditional method of commerce. Simply we can remember the what is commerce means, exchanging goods and services face to face. Okay, buying and selling of goods and services indirectly. Okay, without involving any internet, without involving any electronic devices. Okay, then when we comes to e-commerce, e-commerce is also called as electronic commerce, is like traditional commerce. As such, it also involves the exchange of goods and services. The only difference is that it is conducted online, it conducted via online, an electronic network. Nowadays, it has extended to online social networks. With e-commerce transactions, assistance and communications are done through use of electronic media. Are you getting me? So there is a major difference has been taken place in the commerce industry. Electronic difference is different and traditional commerce is different. Okay, all business activities including selling, ordering, purchasing, payments are performed over the internet. This is called e-commerce. This is a simple definitions. Whatever the transactions you are going to do in e-commerce, that all transactions should be done, which is selling, ordering, purchasing, payments are performed over the internet. Okay. Technologies such as electronic data interchange, email, and electronic fund transfers. Electronic fund transfers, for example, NEFT, NEFT, RTGS, real-time gross settlements, National Electronic Fund Transfer, are used for transaction and payments. E-commerce can be further categorized in different way. Okay, there are some difference. There are some differences between traditional commerce and e-commerce. Meaning is different, accessibility is different, customer interface. In traditional commerce, customers interact business face to face. But whereas we come to electronic commerce, customers use computing devices to access and interact with the business. They won't interact with any person. Okay. So the scope of the business is different. When it comes to the traditional commerce, geographically limited business locations. Okay, but when it comes to electronic commerce, as we have discussed, global has become a single village. So from the corner of the world, wherever you are, whatever you want, just by single click you can order from the corner of the world. Okay, so world became a single village. The scope of the e-commerce is a global. There are no physical boundaries. There are no geographical boundaries for the e-commerce. Okay, so mode of the delivery. If you comes to the traditional commerce, the product delivery will takes place instantly. The product will be delivered to you. And when we comes to the electronic commerce, it is time consuming process. If you order your product today and it takes 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, 1 week, the product delivery will take place. Okay, so transaction processing is in traditional commerce, manual transaction process will take place. But when it comes to the electronic commerce, automatically it will be done through the electronic mode. And product physical inspection can be done in traditional commerce. It is very difficult to touch the product, to feel the quality of the product, and to it is very difficult to compare the product physically in electronic commerce. We can say this is one of the drawbacks of the electronic commerce. And mode of payment, in traditional commerce, cash, credit card, check will take the places. But when we comes to the electronic commerce, no cash, only credit card and online payment transfers only considered. Okay, so then what are the features of online business? Okay, online business, some of the features of online businesses are quick and easy setup. So if you want to establish an online business, it takes very easy steps to establish a online business. No geographical boundaries. Comparatively cheaper when you are comparing with the traditional business. If you want to establish a traditional business, you need a office, you need staff, you need HR, you need um, and human resources. But when you are establishing online business, it is very cheaper than the traditional business. And flexible business hours. So based on your orders, you have to work on it. Round the clock, you have to work on it. But whenever you get the orders, then only you will have the work. Okay. The next one is online businesses receive subsidies from the government. So this is very important. Government is also encouraging the business people to establish online businesses. So government will give some kind of subsidies, some kind of what we can say financial benefits to the business industries. Okay, those the next one is few security and integrity issues and no personal touch. Anyone can buy anything from anywhere at any time. Already just now I have told you that from any part of the world you can order the products, but anytime, because electronic commerce and online businesses are available round the clock, 24 by 7 the business is available. Okay, so there are uh, three pillars are there for e-business model. Okay, product innovation, infrastructure management, and customer relations. Okay, these are the financial aspects of the e-business models. Okay, product innovation is very important. So I'll tell you, so what is the difference between entrepreneur and businessman? Entrepreneur also doing business and businessman also doing business. Then what is the difference between entrepreneur and businessman? Business people will continue the traditional businesses, but where comes to the entrepreneur will come up with a innovative thought which fills the gap between business people and common people. For example, I can tell you that red bus. If you want to book your ticket for your traveling, initial days you have to go to the bus stop and you have to stand in the queue. Then you will get the booking confirmation of your ticket. That is a business. But one person came up with a new idea that if he develops a application which helps for the reservation of the tickets, and that innovative idea has filled the gap between business people and the common man. So no one wants to stand in the queue to book his tickets. So what he wants to do, just he has to sit at his home only, and simply he wants to open the application and he wants to see the availability of the buses and seats. Just he can go with it. So this is called entrepreneurship, innovation. In the same way, Oyo and PhonePe, Google Pay, these are all the things are innovative things. Okay, which fill the gap between common people, our society, and the business people. Okay, so there are some elements have been given in the types of e-commerce models. Okay, first one is value proposition, revenue model, market opportunity, and a competitive environment. No. See, now we are living in the competitive market. If you want to sustain in the market, you have to come up with innovation. You have to come up with innovative ideas. You have to come up with innovative products. Then only you will survive in the markets. When your product is not competing with the other market, other substitutes which are available in the market, then your product, your company will be vanished from the market. So that is the reason why research and development is very important while you are introducing the product into the markets. Okay. The next one is market strategy. Strategy is a plan which helps to reach your goals, uh, which helps you to fulfill your objectives of the business organization. So market strategy important. So before making a market strategy, you have to do research in the market. So what is the price of the what is the price of the substitute goods, whether customers are satisfying with the existing products or not. Then only you have to come up with a new strategy, and that should be implemented in your market. That should be implemented in your business. Then it leads to and more profits. Okay, organizational development and management team. So these are the elements of a business model and types of e-commerce. Okay, so we have gone through the what is electronic commerce, what is the traditional commerce, what is the electronic business or e-business. Now let us discuss about what is the difference between e-business and electronic business. E-business and e-commerce, the difference between e-business and e-commerce. E-commerce and e-business are two terms which have gained popularly in the business field, and it is famous in the world. In both cases, E stands for electronic networks and describes the applications of electronic network technology, including internet and electronic data interchange. EDI. This is very important. EDI is very important to improve and change the business process. Okay. So there are few things from which differentiate the e-business and e-commerce. Buying and selling of goods and services through the internet is known as e-commerce. This is we all knew it. And unlike e-business, which is an electronic presence of business by which all the businesses activities are conducted through the internet. Here, buying and selling only takes place with the help of internet is called electronic commerce. But all types of business or transactions, all type of business activities will take with the help of internet is called e-business. Okay, e-commerce is a major component of e-business, which means e-commerce is a part of e-business, but e-business is not part of e-commerce. Okay, e-commerce includes transactions which are related to money, but e-business includes monetary as well as allied activities. Okay, e-commerce is completely related to the monetary benefits, but whereas e-business include monetary as well as allied activities. Okay, and rendering the services and all the things. The fourth one is e-commerce as an extroverted approach that covers customers, suppliers, contributors, and remaining stakeholders. On the other hand, e-business has an ambivert approach that covers internal as well as external process, which means business should also communicate, business should also transact with other businesses. Okay, but e-commerce only it is an extrovert approach which deals with the customer, suppliers, and distributors. Okay, so the fifth one is e-commerce requires a website that can represent the business, but e-business requires a website, customer relationship management (CRM), and enterprise resource planning (ERP) for running a business over the internet. So the e-business should have some applications like CRM and ERP, but whereas e-commerce is only need of website. Okay, the last one is e-commerce uses the internet to connect with the rest of the world. So if you want to do the transaction with the help of e-commerce, or if you want to buy the products with uh, e-commerce platforms like Amazon, Flipkart, you must have internet access. Without internet access, you can't buy anything, you can't sell anything. Okay. So where comes to e-business, the internet, intranet and extranet are used for connecting with the parties. Business should communicate with the business. There should be intranet and extranet, not only internet. So these are all the facilities are differentiating e-commerce from e-businesses. Okay, so there are e-business environment strategies have been given, which are competitors, partners, customers and clients, communities, legal and regulatory bodies, technology, strategies, economic forces, and workforce. Okay, so these are all the environment of and strategies of electronic business. Okay, so then what is the impact of e-commerce and business models? In the most basic sense, a business model is a method of doing business by which a company can sustain itself. Simply, if you want to understand business model is if business want to sustain for more longer, what kind of method it is using, that is called business model by generating revenue. The business model spells out how many companies makes money by specifying where it is positioned in the value chain. The company produces a good or service and sells it to the consumers. If everything is goes well, the revenue from sales exceeds the cost of operation and the company realizes a profit. This is a simple formula as we have known. That is, if the cost is less and sales are more, you will get the profit. If the sales are very less and the cost of the production is more, you will get loss. So electronic commerce business models can generally categorized into five categories majorly. The first one is business to business, which means businesses that buy and sell from each other over the internet. One business will come forward and another business will come forward. One business sells and another business purchases. That is called business to business. Okay. The next second one is business to consumer. Business to consumer sales to consumer over the internet. Simply Amazon, the seller directly sells to the consumers without any supply chain management, without any retailer, without any wholesaler, without any mediator. So this is called business to consumer. Next, consumer to business applies to any consumer that sells the products or service to a business over the internet, which means nowadays people are customer selling the products to the business one. For example, agriculture products are there. If the agriculture products are sent to the business people, they will they will process the things which are sent by the farmers, and they will make them products, and they will send the products into the markets. Okay. Next, consumer to consumer. So for consumer to consumer, OLX is a good example. The product or any goods and services sells by the consumer to the consumer. In OLX, one consumer sells the second-hand product to another consumer. This is called consumer to consumer, which applies to sites that primarily offer goods and services to the consumers. Okay. Next, government to business. Government to business, which is very important. If any government is going to take a project, it going for a bidding, and business people will come forward and quote the bidding, and they will get the business from the government. This is called government to business. It applies the government authorized sites offering services to business over the internet. So they know not to, when we nowadays when we check into the newspapers, they are giving e-procurements, e-tenders, which means electronic tenders. The people no need to go to the government offices. Simply they can get the orders from the electronic with the help of internet, using electronic devices. Okay. So here, and e-business in e-business, sales, services, competition, marketing, everything can be done with the help of internet only. Okay. So next, e-commerce business models are it deals with websites, online subscriptions, and e-retailing, marketplace, exclusive brand stores. Okay. And it deals website with the flash sales, daily deals, and group buying. So if we take Amazon, it come up with flash sales, which gives more discounts and buy one get one offers, and deals and group buyings. And marketplace are customer to customer is a marketplace, and business to customer is a marketplace, and there were exclusive stores also there. Okay. So the fifth topic of the e-commerce is categories of e-commerce. Okay. So categories of e-commerce, just we have discussed that. Also models of e-commerce, which means business to business, business to consumer, consumer to business, consumer to consumer, government to consumer, and business to government. The first thing is Business to business means website following business to business model sells its products to uh, an intermediate buyer who then sells the product to the final customer. For example, a wholesaler places an order from a company's website and after receiving the consignment sells the end product to final customers who comes to buy with the product at wholesaler retail outlet. Okay. The, and what are the advantages of business to business model? Replacing a purchasing bureaucracy with online links means savings. The second one is improved efficiency in ordering material. Um, it avoiding errors. It just a minute environment that minimizes inventory sitting in the warehouses. So there are disadvantages also there along with the advantages. So what are the disadvantages or means possible antitrust violations and low barriers to entry for competitors. So this is the disadvantage of business to business. So business to consumer. Business to consumer business model sells its product directly to a consumer. A customer can view products shown on the website of business organization. The consumer can choose a product and order the same. Website will send a notification to business organization via email and organization will dispatch the products, goods and services. So there is no mediator. Customer, website, business organization. So website is a medium. Customer will order through the website. Business organization will get the order from the website and supplies will be takes place between customer and business organization. So then what are the advantages of business to consumer model? It requires a reasonably low startup capital and catalog inflexibility, shrink the competition gap. And 24-hour store reduced sales cycle, low cost of doing business, and eliminate middlemen. So supply chain management will be eliminated here. No wholesaler, no retailer, okay, and direct manufacturer to business people to customer or consumer. Free your staff and customer friendly, more efficient business relationships, workflow automation, secure payment system. So these are all the advantages. Then what are the disadvantages? Catalog inflexibility, high marketing and advertisement expenses. Shipping products across borders can be a massive challenge. It is very difficult to order the product in rural areas, remote areas. When people are living in the forest, it is very difficult to deliver your products to the people. Okay, high sale of cycle and required higher cost of doing business. Required a lot of middlemen services. We have to engage with the delivery agent companies. But we are removing retailing and wholesaling people, but we are engaging with the delivery agents. Okay, inefficient business administration. So these are the disadvantages of the business to consumer. Okay, next get into the topic consumer to business. So in this model, a consumer approaches website showing multiple business organizations for a particular service. Consumer places consumer places an estimate of amount they want to spend for a particular service. For example, comparison of interest rates of personal loan, car loan provided by various banks via website. Business organization that fulfills the consumer's requirement within specified budget approaches the consumer and provides its services. So, which means Business organization deals with website. From the website, customer gives the details and process order. Okay. So next, advantage of C2B model. C2B provides a channel for companies to source and hire a variety of service talents and products from ground to globe. Okay, it also provides an opportunity for companies to prioritize hiring from regions where the standard of living is low. The reducing what figure goes on the paycheck. Okay, so freelancers also enjoy relative freedom and flexibility in terms of the working hours. See, this is a very beautiful example that consumer to business means freelancers. Freelancers are the better example. Okay, so there are some disadvantages also there. Customer should be well versed in web design and create manage own website. Profit value is very less compared with C2C e-commerce. Okay, and a high level of communication skills is required to convey project ideas. If any consumer is coming forward to give the product development ideas to the business, he must have a good product knowledge, good website knowledge. Okay, next, consumer to consumer. As I have discussed, consumer to consumer business model helps consumer to sell their assets like residential property, cars, motorcycles, etc. It is simple like OLX websites. Okay, this is a great example. And broader market estimates eliminates intermediate rates, constantly changing, updating. Okay, the disadvantages are no quality control. See, no one will check the quality of the products. If customer is selling the products to another customer, who will check the quality of the products? It comes under a second-hand products. Okay, there will be no guarantee. There will be no warranty. There will be no payment guarantee also. Now we have seen number of frauds in OLX. Okay. So next, government to consumer, government website citizen. They'll get the more benefits and the policies and the subsidies. Okay. And establishment common standard across government, delivering services more effectively, and providing ways for government agencies to work together using the best technologies that are available with the help of G2C. And lack of awareness and security is the disadvantage of government to customer. Lack of awareness. Who will create the awareness that government is providing many opportunities? For example, take Pradhana Mantri Kisan Yojana, which helps the skills of the youth, skill development program. But how many youth are aware of this particular program? So lack of awareness, people are not coming forward and joining into the courses and getting the benefits of the not getting the benefits of the government, which are provided with the help of internet and websites. Okay, business to consumers, organizations, websites, and government. So this is the simple. Such websites are used by government to trade and exchange information with various business organizations, such as websites are accredited by the government and provide a medium of business to submit application forms to the government. Okay, so the advantage of business to government model is features a high profit margin and longevity comparative. B2G business can enjoy tax benefits. This is a very beautiful thing of the this model. Okay, so disadvantage: a change in government could advertise could adversely affect a B2G product or service provider. It often requires huge capital to set up. When governments are coming forward, it come up with a lot of capital. Okay, next. This is called business to government. Next, government to business. Next, customer or citizen to government. It electronic tax filing portal, information sharing platforms created by state, electronic voting app citizens. So these are all different types of advantages and examples of citizen to government. Okay, so The summary of the business models are the difference between traditional and contemporary model of e-commerce, analyzes the impact of e-commerce on business. Okay, whatever the topics we have discussed are helps. The models are helping in e-commerce. Okay, so these are the traditional commerce and e-commerce and e-business, and the difference between traditional commerce and e-commerce, and the difference between e-commerce and e-businesses, and the business models of e-commerce. Okay, from the next class we will discuss the another topic. Thank you, guys.